time to count and keep score. Breaking barriers I never thought I'd cross before. When I get tired on my knees, I gotta dig in it deep. I feel like I'm all alone, it really has got me. I stand by, actions I went through it, no goodbyes, and you just stood again. Yeah, let's go. Hop out and I'm steaming, ride around and I'm dreaming. Once I get the feeling, nobody can stop me. Hit it, I'm on gold, fanning all you foes. Once I'm on the road, I'm knocking out of the door. I got the range, if you wanna come and stand up to me, pull up on me now. If you wanna challenge, tell me rookie, run up on me now. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I'm on the road to the top and I'm not looking back. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get the crown. I'ma go all out the round. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town.
Friends with him?
I'ma go and get the crown. To the top, see the sights, see the sights, see the sights, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's too bright, huh? See my face a little too much.
Yeah, every day I do this, never fear losing. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improving. A real problem, but I solve them all face proof. And if you think I'm gon' fold, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. All done aside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I've been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Let's go.
That time in. My pride is off the roof, I get that grind in. So I'ma tell the truth, I get my grind on. You know the pressure make all of these diamonds. I tell them get back, step back, fast track, big lap, big facts. I'm past that, yeah. I'm trying to get ahead, get out the way. Now move forward, stand back. Now break away, I'm about to bring it. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get the crown. I'ma go all in.
What's up, Zane? Yeah, I'm playing Ham Jam. He wanted me to play some Ken with him. So we're just gonna play a mirror and then talk about it. Yeah.
Round one. Fight. Let's get it.
Oh, that tossing got me. See? Oh, nice parry. Oh, nice call on the street. He supers here. Level 1. I think that sucks because... I think he was trying to call out a fireball there. Would have worked too. Can't throw him in here. Let's throw this in. It's not too bad.
Round one. Fight.
Oh, that was nice. Needs to be here. Nope. Oh, he missed. That was a crossover to hit me. That was a nice delay. That was intentional.
Round two. Fight.
Hey Zane, when are you gonna start playing Ken, bro? doesn't attack. Yeah, I tried to get it to tech like 3 games in a row. Finally techs. That's only -4. I guess I just wasn't close enough to punish it. Those were the rank special. Okay. See if we can win. Oh, what do I have it set to? Oh, I have it set to first to 5. Okay. It's teching now. So patient. Uh-oh. That's nice.
Round 2. Fight.
Side switch. Oh, that's a stick kick. Oh, that's nice. Super weak. See his reaction here. Uh-oh. Damn it.
Ken wins. Round 1. Fight.
Oh, nice parry. That's why it's supposed to be 1 DP to come out. Okay, we'll just throw it through. He's gotta press here. Gotta make a decision there.
Round 2. Fight.
He doesn't attack, dude. Too good.
Ken wins.
Alright, let's get these guys in chat. Alright, turn Discord on. How do I not have Ham Jam on my friend list?
Hey, dare I do this? Never
That's crazy. Alright, so I think you should be coming live on 1 second. Alright, so how was that set for you?
Also on the Jinrai camp, you'll use medium, and my brain is like, oh, he's close enough to punish, but I'll press the button before the low follow-up. Like, it's like figuring out when to press on that is still not really ingrained in my memory. Definitely got hit by a lot of crouching medium kicks.
Yeah, that's kind of the Ken bread and butter here. So let me share my screen here. Alright, so we can look at the same thing here. We'll take, I guess, this one. The last one. Okay. All right. So let's take a look.
Gotta do this. Come on. Don't expect me to.
It was basically like there was like 3.5 seconds of footsies at the start, and then I was in the corner usually.
Yeah, and then it kind of all went crazy, right? So
Yeah, I got hit by a crouching medium kick, and then the round was over.
yeah, so that's probably one of the biggest things I think. It's probably something you'll have to get used to is that Ken's stand heavy kick is actually really difficult to use in neutral because it's slow, the range is kind of deceptive, and it's easy to whip punish, right? So if we go back, let's go to the scene right here. So we're right there, right? So if you look at the spacing you were at for that, you know, I'm clearly moving forward, right, a little bit, but I'm way outside of the actual range for your stand heavy kick. So when you do that move, Ken moves forward a little bit, but I can kind of see the startup here, right? And it's kind of distinctive too. And I don't know if this is just like a Ken thing, like I know it and see it, but when the startup is kind of distinctive, right? It doesn't really look like the rest of his kicks, right? So stand light kick, he kind of moves his front leg forward, and then stand medium kick, he kind of moves his front leg forward also, but stand heavy kick is when he spins. So since I'm standing outside of that range already, I can kind of move back a little bit, right? In fact, I didn't actually need to move back, right? So right here, I moved back a little bit, and then I start moving forward, right? Because the hitbox is already kind of gone. And then from here, it's just a whiff punish, right?
Yep.
Okay, so wake up parry. That's a fine option, I think, actually, on the Ken run. Yeah, so you're already in the corner, right? So, yeah, that's kind of the tough thing with Ken is that, like, crouching medium kick is really the way to go, I think, in neutral to begin with, until you get a little bit more used to the stand heavy kick. I feel like stand heavy kick is a move that you're gonna do later on in the set once you get a sense of like what the opponent's doing, because the move itself is really good, right? You get a huge reward if you land the punish counter, and it's a really good, you know, spacing trap if you can land the actual hit, even on block. But like it's super whip punishable, right? The other thing too is that if you misspace it, it's -5 on block. So if it's too close, like someone like a Ryu or something can just like stand like it can donkey kick, right, and knock it back. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. That was nice right there. So something here.
And I can follow that up right with crouching medium kick.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I definitely don't have those down.
yeah, this is actually it's kind of it's an easier confirmed, I think. It's one of the easier ones rather, so it's not that hard to pick up. So I'm trying to say, there's a lot of hit lag or hit stop rather on Ken's stand heavy punch. So once you see this punish counter, you can just start mashing crouching medium kick, and you'll be able to get like a conversion from there. Either a drive rush, or you can do like a crouching medium kick into like run DP or something. It's pretty good meterless. So you see right there, right, like because it's spaced a little better, it's hard for you to whiff punish it. Even if you were to have your 5 frame ready, it may not land there, right? Like it probably will, because Ken is kind of absurd with this 5 frame, but it can be kind of tough if you block it at max range.
Does he have any? If you get a stand light kick punish counter, can you do anything?
On the
If you
stand
didn't-
light
if
kick
you didn't
punish
cancel
counter,
it?
yeah, you can get a drive rush into like crushing medium punch. What most folks end up doing though is into like a heavy Tatsu or a heavy DP, like for a 5-framer.
Okay, but in that scenario, if I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna hit, but I'm gonna throw it out.
Yeah, you could probably just do like a stand light kick and then just like buffer a DP behind it, and then just go for
I guess if I do it fast enough, it won't come out, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you have to do it kind of quick though, because the cancel on the stand light kick is a little bit short. So it's definitely happened to me where I've tried to do that, and then like the head DP will come out. So it's just worth. It's probably worth spending like 10 minutes in the lab to get there. Yeah, what happened here? Actually. Oh, okay. So here it looked like you were going for a Jinrai, right? And then
I was trying to do crouching medium kick Jinrai.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I just got Jinrai. I don't even know if the crouching medium kick would have won, but I'm guessing the timing might have worked.
So it was like after that, there it was, right? So
yeah, I think that would have won, right? Yeah, because they.
Yeah, probably. Let's see.
Anyways, it didn't come out, but
yeah,
I don't generally ever try and do just Jinrai in neutral.
Oh, I would have traded, right? So if we end player control, and if we, I'm not sure how to reset it without. So if I do this right, and I mash Gucci medium kick here, yeah, it would have actually beaten the stand heavy punch in that scenario after the stand light kick. So it would have worked, I think. So anyway. It's just unfortunate, but that would have worked. You would have beaten my stand heavy punch there. Combo here. Okay, so delay tech. Oh, early tech, huh? Okay. So let's see. So were you just?
I might have just been pressing buttons while. Yeah, that's how I back roll. I do tech for back roll.
Okay. Okay. All right. Because I will tell you.
I don't think I ever teched in the corner.
Yeah, you teched once, and then you died for it.
Okay.
But yeah,
and it was like a terrible tech. It wasn't even like a good shimmy. It
was just kind of close. But yeah, right. I'll tell you right now that this right here is actually a setup. So if I go back here, right there. So I'm actually +5 here, right? So this is a pretty meaty like throw, basically. But I'm +5 here, so I can do like a meaty jab or like a meaty throw from this scenario, and it'll beat out like drive reversal if I do the jab. So it's not a bad decision, I think, for the you don't tech, right? So that's fine. Yeah. So right here, the light Jinrais. Yeah, I think you mentioned that. Like the light Jinrai definitely. Don't really want to do. I think you want to be using the medium here.
Yeah, I think that's really just muscle memory. Like, there's no conscious decision that I'm making to do light. It's just for some reason that's what my hands go to. Yeah. I also have a habit, I think, in general. You notice it on this one too, where I like jab. Like I jab a lot once I think there's space. And I can't tell if that's a good idea because sometimes it'll get like shimmy punish with a.
Yeah,
If you just did walk back stand heavy punch or something like that, like
it'll lose to like a delay heavy, like a space delay heavy. So like what I could do, once we saw it happen, right, the delay jab, like I could just back up a little bit and then just throw the stand heavy punch out, and it will punish counter your jab basically. I don't know if I did.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those things that I think the more I think about it, I'm not really. I don't have like a game plan with it. It's just kind of like a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah.
You know, and something that's not very committal. But I don't know at the end of the day if it's actually worth doing that so much.
Yeah, I think it's fine in certain situations, especially against like someone that is doing that to you. So they're going for like a delay button or like a space trap behind it. You want to try to maybe wake up with a crouching medium kick instead in that scenario. But delay jab can work against like against an opponent's delayed heavies, right? So like if I notice you, if I'm trying to go for like, if I notice you parrying a lot on wake up, right? That's one of the situations I think you see it. Like if you're parrying a lot on wake up, I can try to delay my stand heavy punch to not be 100% meaty, but like, maybe 2 or 3 frames behind like the wake up instead of like pure meaty timing. And what that'll do is if you flash parry, it will punish counter that. So if I delay my press a little bit, But if you do like a delayed jab instead, or like a jab in that situation, you'll stuff my stand heavy punch if it's not spaced properly. But you know, it's kind of a weird kind of niche scenario. If you can, it's definitely worth a challenge. You can challenge in certain situations for sure. Like if like I'm maybe not close enough and I have to walk up to get the actual throw is a good scenario to challenge that. But anyway.
Yeah, and I think to that point it makes sense to do when I have a scenario that I've recognized.
Yeah.
That's a good response for, and I don't think I necessarily do that, and it's kind of this like feels like a safe-ish button to just throw out without really thinking about it. So probably better not to do it as frequently.
It's a good option, just yeah, less frequent. I think blocking is probably the correct thing in most cases. Okay. Good jump, but you did the jump heavy punch. You would have got me if you did the cross up there, I think.
Yeah, it definitely seemed close.
Right here. So
Yeah.
Oh. I wonder if there's a shortcut to.
Yeah, you can press select, at least on the controller. On the...
There you go. Yeah, definitely would have got me. Yep. So.
Also, just a general,
yep.
if you say I did that and went into the target combo, but you blocked it, is there a safe cancel out of
at a
target combo?
Like the actual safe solution option is OD Fireball. So OD Fireball will be -2. It'll cost you 2 bar, and in this situation, it'd burn it out, right? Oh no, it wouldn't, but you'd be pretty close. If you do an OD Fireball on there, you'd be -2, so it's safe. What folks can do though is you can go into like a medium Jinrai. It's super fake. If you jab, you can get jabbed out of it, but a lot of folks won't press against the target combo. So the correct, quote-unquote correct answer would be OD Fireball, but you can also cancel into just like regular Jinrai, like medium Jinrai.
Which may still be punishable, right? After the low follow-up?
100%, yeah. In that case, because you're point blank, if you do the low follow-up, it would be -5, and it's pretty close, right? So that wouldn't be great. But it's a Jinrai mix-up, right? So the opponent has to kind of know how to deal with that, and you can kind of get away with murdering it, right? Because what can happen too is they'll get countered. Like, if you press against the target combo and you do medium Jinrai, you'll actually get counter hit, right? So I think it will be anyway. I'll have to check that.
Yeah,
But
I did. I played somebody in ranked yesterday who was doing a lot of target combo on block into Jinrai, and it took me a little bit to even be able to comfortably counter what he was doing. I was like, I know everything you're doing is fake, but like figuring out, you know, when they were doing the low follow up or when they, you know, like when to press, like it's not intuitive unless you've labbed it a bit.
Yeah.
I could have gotten a better punish there.
Yeah, that was a good drive rush though. Get out of the corner.
Can I sideswip off of that punish counter stand light kick at all?
If you drive rush into target combo from the punish counter, you can go into like a run Dragon Master side switch.
Okay.
Good anti-air. Yeah, see right there how it was, if you look, there's actually a little bit of a gap. Let's see if you can see.
Do you do the fuzzy jab for Jinrai?
I try to. It's hard though. So right here, right? So what you can do is you can do a fuzzy jab, like you were talking about. So yeah, but I think it wasn't close enough. Yeah, it may not be close enough. You're like, it might have been spaced properly. Yeah, so even if I mash it, right, if you look at me mashing it, yeah, it may not have reached. But what you can do here is you can do a delayed jab. A delayed jab that's timed for the low, like when it happens. I'll show you in a lab in a little bit here, but you can there's an OS you can put in there, but it only works if the Jinrai is not spaced correctly, like if it's too close. Like you saw here, even though you're -5, I can't, like you weren't able to land a stand light kick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there, right? So you can see I was trying to shimmy you and then walk up and do something, and then you're able to stuff it with your delayed jab there. So this counter hit here, something you probably want to take a look at. If you're going to be using delay jab more, is be ready to counter hit confirm here. So
Into
yeah, into crouching medium punch. So let's see. Like that.
okay.
It would be like that, right? I guess I'm not. Get my match, I guess here. Yeah. Anyway, that works.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just. I guess I'm not good enough to do it on the replay take.
And his crouching medium kick is 8 frames?
7 frames.
Or, oh, so that would work there too.
It would work there too, yeah. It's just that
Okay.
the crouching medium punch is a little more damage in that close range. I think most of the time when you land a crouching jab, unless it's like the very tip, a crouching medium punch should land every time.
Okay.
I mean, you can do crouching medium kick too if it's more comfortable. Like,
Yeah, I guess if you as a baseline, that's maybe a better starting point.
yeah, yeah. But you actually did. It just I don't think you knew that it was gonna it would link like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those things that like I can't think through that in a moment, so it has to be muscle memory.
Yeah. So this was actually pretty good.
Yeah, so what should I be doing? Because I'm just when I throw out that stand heavy punch, I'm not expecting it to hit,
Uh-huh.
and so that's why I go straight into the low short.
Yeah, so right here, in that scenario, you land a counter here, and you drive rush, right? So the there's 2 combos you can do. So the one you see most Kens will do something like this, right? So you go into
And that works on natural or counter hit, right?
yeah, from a stand heavy punch, drive rush cancel, or a side switch like this. So
Okay,
either of
so
those
so if I'm doing stand heavy punch, drive rush cancel, I should probably just do stand heavy punch afterwards.
yeah, stand heavy punch is pretty strong, and even on block, you're still gonna be +2 in their face.
Yeah,
So, like, if I
that makes
do this,
sense.
right, you can do super, whatever you have there, right? So, but yeah.
Yeah, because the upside is so high compared to landing drive rush, crouching light kick.
And then, yeah, and then if you wanted to go into super or something, there's like routes for that. But yeah, crouching, if you land a stand heavy punch, drive rush, just going to stand heavy punch in the target combo is usually the easiest. You can also cash out with something like,
Intercept preparation.
like that, right? So, anyway. Right, you have a meter for level 3, right? So. Hey, what's up, Halo? So that punish, the punish is okay though. Like, don't get me wrong, it's better than nothing. I think if you're gonna get into that, but anyway.
I get level 3 so much trying to do that. I think I was just lucky I didn't have 3 bars.
Yeah,
I think I did the super input.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's tough right there, right?
That was supposed to be a parry.
Yeah.
That was just a miss input.
So yeah, I think parry's the right move though. Or you can like try to reversal me there. That's kind of a high risk. Yeah, so you actually did it there.
Yeah.
It's just that for the Jinrai, the heavy follow-up will whiff if I'm correct.
Yeah. I'm like half and half on reading that in time right now.
Intercept preparation.
Okay. So I think the adjustment I think you just need to make is to use crouching medium kick more in neutral and less stand heavy kick. Stand heavy
that
punch
makes
is
sense.
good, and then I think the other thing is probably your defensive options. So blocking more and not pressing is probably going to be better. You don't tech a lot, which I think is really good. It's really easy to get into like the delay tech trap that I think kills people in this game. So
Yeah, I used to suffer. I used to have to do that way too much. So I'm at the thing where I was like, if I get thrown a bunch, I'm okay with that right now. Not having
Don't expect me to be a
you know, delay techitis and just dying
Yeah.
over and over again.
Yeah. Alright, so fireballs with Ken, definitely want to be further away than where that was. Like if you're throwing a fireball and stand media peak range, it's probably gonna get stuffed more often than not. Like, or you know, for Ken's stand media peak range, which is actually, this is kind of far already, right? So if I...
Is that a reaction from you?
No, I'm just trying to counter poke you.
Okay.
So I'm actually trying to stuff a heavy button from you here. So
Got it. His stand medium kick is pretty punishable in the Ken mirror, right?
Yeah, 100%, yeah, because it's -5, and a lot of the time the stand heavy kick or stand medium kick range is in the range of the stand light kick.
Right.
So if I go into, let's see, so I'm trying to counter poke here, right? Like I see the flash, but I've already pressed the button, right? It's coming out. So what
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to get from you here as I walk up is I'm trying to get you to press stand heavy kick or stand heavy punch, right? Some big button that you've been pressing it, you know, throughout the set, right? So I'm trying to see if I can get you to press that, and then I would stuff it with a faster button, right? Like Ken's stand medium kick is 8 frames versus your 10 frame or 12 frame heavy buttons, right? So that's what I'm trying to do. It just has to happen to through a fireball, right? So
Yeah.
But yeah, the fireballs in this range with Ken is actually pretty dangerous because Ken has kind of a crappy fireball and really bad recovery. So this range is also like prime jump range, right? Especially like, you know, in ranked. I'll just say in ranked. This is prime jump range. Right? You're getting it crossed up. They're gonna jump over you, come down to you, right? So if I decided to jump here, you know, you would have eaten pretty big damage combo, right? So.
Yeah, I don't think I gained anything in this entire set by throwing a fireball.
Yeah, it's tough. Ken Mirror, like, the fireball game typically is played probably closer to 3/4 screen.
Yeah, I think in my mind, I'm just Luke ingrained in my memory where I can use the light one as a poke.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because Luke's fireball at that range is kind of brutal, right? It's hard to deal with unless you have perfect parry timing down. And even if you do, you can vary it by throwing, like, the medium or the heavy and, like, mess with my parry timing, right? But with Ken Fireball, it's difficult to kind of gain, like his Fireball, the way I use it is to control space that allows me to approach, right? It's less of a poke and more of like Shoto space control so that I can adjust where I want to be standing.
Yeah, clears the runway for stand heavy punch.
Exactly, right? So if I can throw a Fireball and force you to block, I can take up space, right? And that's something I do a lot. I don't know if you notice it, but when I throw a Fireball, I'll either drive rush behind it or dash up and like quick step, right? And try to take up space. And that's one thing that I think Ken is really good at besides the corner carries is actually, you know, the Shoto space control game, right? He does have those big buttons. They represent a lot of like space control. So, yeah. So I know Japnu's in the chat, and I'll tell you that his personal team is stand medium kick because he uses donkey kick a lot. So that's an 8 frame, you know, punishable move. So anyway, so that was nice. Oh yeah, so right here, this is tough. You landed the hit, and I think if you got into the low, you know, obviously you could hit me there. Walking it for a throw is kind of tough, mostly because in that scenario, at the space we were at least this is me. Maybe this is a me thing. I don't know if all Kens know this, but for me, right here, you landed the hit kind of far, right? This is actually a fairly far poke that you landed on, right? So if I go back to the frame, right there, right? Like I recognize this space because I do it all the time, right? But here, right? This is if you try to walk up throw here from a Jinrai, right? Which is what you don't do. Like the throw's gonna whiff. So you can see me actually holding back, right? I'm not trying to block the low here. I'm actually trying to get out of the way. Because I think even if you did the low, well, I think the low would hit. The low would probably hit, right? Because he hit already. But I'm trying to back up, basically, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think probably in my mind, I just got mixed up with like it being on block and thinking maybe you'd parry, but obviously that's not an option because you got hit.
Yeah, because since I gotten hit too, right? There's no reason for me to block low anymore, right? Because it's gonna hit me either way at this point. So I think what happens here is. So that's also a setup. Again, there's a document that goes over that, but this leaves me plus 13, so this stand heavy punch should be plus 2.
Yeah, I think I pressed after this.
Yeah, right. So you get counter hit here. Now, normally I would confirm this into a stand light kick DP, but I think I drop it here. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. That's a +2 scenario for Ken there. So you can't quite press there unless you want to blow through it with reversal. So I think here. Let's see. So I think here you could probably have gotten me with a stand light kick. Oh, I guess not.
I tried.
Yeah. Although I think the walk-up light kick is correct, or it's a good option because I'm -5. So if I'm gonna be backing up or blocking, it's definitely your turn to press. I think you can do something like if you want to get aggressive there. I think you do something like crouching medium kick. Let's see. It may not reach actually.
Yeah, unless I want to do walk up maybe.
Yeah. So then I think that was just an unfortunate. Yeah. So I think you may not. I think if you had mashed, it might have come out.
I think it must have been like a frame or two late.
Yeah.
Not so fast.
And that was that like, oh, he's doing Jinrai too close, I can punish this, but I didn't wait.
Yeah. That was nice. What are you pressing there? Oh, light kick? We got stuffed. Okay.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that whole sequence is a little scrambly at the end there, right? But I think what ended up coming through was basically the a couple of the decisions you made on the drive rush ended up being like stand light kick, I think, or stand heavy kick were the two. And I think for Ken, if you're gonna be doing a raw drive rush like that, I think you want to be doing something like a stand heavy punch or a stand light punch. The reason for that is because stand heavy punch has a lot of active frames, and if I don't react to it with like a parry or something like that and I have to block it, I'll be -2, right? So you're plus, you get to do something, right? Similarly with stand jab. So with stand jab, if you do the drive rush there and you land it on me, I'm actually -3, so you're +3 there. So you can enforce the strike throw mix, right? You have to force me to either tech, right? Like I have to delay tech, right? So you can either do a plus button, like you can try to frame trap, or you can shimmy me, right? So normally what folks will do in that scenario is they'll try to delay tech and lose their shimmy, or they'll eat a throw. Right? So that's the situation. Whereas stand light kick doesn't really give you enough frame advantage to enforce anything. So even if that stand light kick you did with the drive rush hit me, you would have gotten maybe like a small combo out of it, and then that's it, right? As opposed to like a bigger damage or bigger reward, like a corner carry combo or something like that. Similarly with stand heavy kick, like I think on one hit it's like still minus.
So this is like, it's a funny thing that, because I've been playing the last couple days and like I've never done those on drive rush.
Oh really?
Like in my games, and I think you just give me like no space to breathe, that I'm like not resetting mentally and thinking about what my normal routes are, and so when I drive rush, it almost feels like I'm just picking a button. Like so there's something subconsciously that's selecting those buttons, and I'm not sure what it is, but
yeah,
I could definitely feel that I didn't have like kind of the muscle memory to be able to react more quickly without having the time to really think about what I was doing.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think it's just some of it's familiarity, and some of it's my playstyle too. Like the way I play Ken is kind of suffocating, if you will.
Yeah.
This is a nice combo here though. Step kick is good.
That was supposed to be
Rentatsu.
No, it was supposed to be side switch.
Oh, okay.
Just messed up the input.
That was nice there.
And that was supposed to be Rentatsu.
Tried to super? What was that? Or
No, I just tried to DP. I didn't know what would happen if you went for the low follow-up and I DP'd, so tried it out. I thought, what would Japnu do? Probably light DP.
Light DP. It would work too if it was him for some reason. I don't know what it is about it. He always manages to get me. Like I'll mistime something when it's him. So here, I guess, like the only thing I would say is since you're burned out with super here,
I think I was. Did you DI here? I can't remember.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I think I was trying to do level 2. But yeah, you can see I didn't get the diagonals.
Yeah, and also level 2 wouldn't work here. You'd have to do level 1 would work. I think that's what you're trying to do, level 1. But the diagonals didn't come out. But yeah, level 1 would work here. To be honest, I think in this scenario, given the meter situation and this, I think if you do a level 3 here, you kill me. So, pretty
Oh yeah,
sure.
I don't know why I didn't think about that. I was just like, don't level 1. That was kind of what was in my head.
Pretty sure. Oh, actually, maybe not. It's not CA. But
But I'm alive.
Yeah, the
and-
situation is so much better, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So here you can like drive rush, you could do anything, and you have your full meter back, right? So I think that's just standard stuff, though. It could just be, you know, we were playing a set and we were thinking about that scenario specifically. Anyway.
Yeah, I think also I'll like if I can do a super and hold back, like if it's a back input, I'll like prioritize that because I feel like it's easier to buffer and block.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that's one of the things that's kind of underrated about Ken is that his level 1 is course. Alright, Zane, I hear you. I see you. So yeah, I think it's really just some familiarity with the buttons and spacing. I think it's just a matter of using less crouching or less stand heavy kick until you're a little bit more comfortable with the range. Stand heavy punch is still good. I think that range you know pretty well because you play Luke, right? And his stand heavy punch is pretty close in terms of like how far it actually travels.
His goes a lot.
Yeah.
Luke's is a lot more committal.
Yeah, because he moves, right? He moves forward.
Yeah, he moves. It's -6 on block.
Yeah. So it's like a better, like Ken has a better version of that basically.
Yeah.
50-0, bro. Oh, all right, well, bring it, buddy. But yeah, those are two things, and then like just some of the combo conversions. I think you can probably that's just lab work. Like it's not gonna take too long. I think you just look up what the optimal.
Yeah,
You did
I
do
think
the
I
optimal.
have.
Yeah.
I think I have a lot of them down, and what I've found works for me is just failing at them in a match and then doing replay takeover. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, like I know what they are, so I just need to think about them and fail it, and then just rep it, and eventually it'll click.
I think that part's pretty clear. And then on defense, it's probably just making sure that you're choosing not to do delay jab. So if you looked at what I was doing to you here, I was trying to shimmy you a lot, right? Like I was actually backing off pressure or stuff like that. So when you see your opponent shimmying a lot, that's when you start doing crouching medium kick, right? Because that, like Ken's, first of all, you know, it's his bread and butter, right? You get a side switch combo out of it. You drive rush out of the corner, side switch, now your advantage, right, in the corner. And it does beat shimmy, right? So, you know, that's something to watch out for. You don't tech a lot, again, which I think is great. I don't know how else to put that, but yeah, as far as Ken's specific things go, that's really the big things, is that his defensive options typically, if you're going to press something, just do XTP, right? It's so good, it's strong, you know, it's 5 frame, all that good stuff that you want out of a universal. And then what else for Ken specifically? I think it's just those 2 buttons, really, in neutral. Stand heavy punch more, crouch medium kick more. And then if you're going to do raw drive rush, stand light punch or stand heavy punch is the ones to do.
Yeah, and stop using fireball as a
So the fireball range.
poke.
Yeah, the fireball range is going to be something like. So it's just outside of their forward jump range is what I like to think about. It's like if I take, so this is like the standard, like this neutral, right? So if I jump here, it's gonna land in front of me, in front of him. So I want to generally be throwing fireballs like here.
Yeah, and what you said makes sense that you're either dashing or like it's really to close space, right? You want them to block.
So
just
you're
get
here, you throw a
closer.
fireball, right, and then you dash behind it. Or like if I do a knockdown like this. Right, like that, right? So it's difficult Oh, what's up, Mr. C? That's what's tough, right? Or difficult, or what I use it for rather. So something like this, right? Alright, so if you fireball behind that, right, you can drive rush in and you can get plus frames out of that. Right? That's probably another big one. Yeah, so that's fireball range there. Because if you throw it from here, right, like it can be pretty effective. It's just that if you look at the plus frames, like it's plus 8. It's a light fireball plus 18, and then it's plus 10 on hit, right? So if I change it to block, right, I'm plus 6. If I throw it here, right, I'm minus 7 on block. Right? So from here, I'm plus 13. So this is enough time to react to like a jump or something like that, right? So if you throw a fireball here, and then they decide to jump, you can DP it, right? So even from here, I think Ken's a little bit tough. Like you have to be ready if you're gonna do that. But if you throw a light fireball here, you're plus 10, and that's enough to DP if they jump. But if you're back here, they can't preempt your jump. Even if they preemptively jump, you'll still be able to react to it. So you do something like this, right? And then run DP or OX DP or even OR DP or something like that. Whereas Luke, right, you can just kind of throw it from anywhere, right? it works.
Yeah, and he doesn't. Yeah, his DPs after fireballs are not good, but you use it much differently.
Yeah. So here it's really just a way to fireball and then I walk up, right? Walk up or dash, right? Something like that. That's really what where it needs to be at. Let's see what else was there. Yeah, I think that's the main thing for fireball spacing. I don't think there's anything else unless you want to ask anything. But
no, that feels like good info.
Yeah, because right, the stand heavy kick, right? I think you'll get used to that eventually. This is worth learning, doing. And then the scenario I was talking about was this guy. So that right there. So you're plus 2. And then here, you're plus 3 point blank, right? The thing with stand heavy punch is that you're actually gonna be too far for a throw, so if I do, right, can't do it. So, yeah, you'll have to figure out what you want to do in a plus 2 situation there. What most folks end up doing, at least what I do, is end up doing it 5 frames, so something like this, right? And then if you press, whereas for
so
this
that's a counter hit links to stand light kick.
Mm-hmm. So if I do, so it's a counter hit confirmed, right? I think you actually get something bigger, so you can do this. You actually get that if you are ready for it, but that's actually kind of tough. And sometimes the crouching medium kick punch will not reach from here. So yeah, that's one thing. The other thing you see is this one. Right, so I can frame trap if I do this. Or I can shimmy, right? So if they go for a delay tech, I can back up. Something like that, right? So it's much better than this, right? Because I think they're actually still minus.
Yeah, it'd be -1, right?
Yeah, and then.
Yeah, that was just a brain fart.
Yeah, yeah. But I think you get the idea, right? And then one other thing I noticed, actually, is that drive rush on block, right? So, right, that. Ken's best option is actually crouching medium punch, right? So, if I do like a, right, so that's reversal safe. So if I do something like a crouching medium punch, but a lot of Kens will do crouching medium punch on block because it's plus 4. Right? So that's something I think you'll have to. It's just the hit confirm, right? So if you hit confirm, it goes into this, right? Crouching medium punch. But if it's on block, the safest option is crouching medium punch, right? Safe reversal. But the option that I think a lot of Kens end up doing is it's plus 4, so you can kind of get away with some stuff, right?
Yeah, nobody, even in my master ranks, are not really interrupting those.
Yeah, unless they're ready, right? Like they see you doing that. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to show you was the Jinrai thing, if you're interested in that.
Sure.
So Ken is gonna do. Let's see. I think this is it. Okay, so that's the light follow up, right? So if you watch my inputs here, right? So what happens is I'm timing a crouching light punch at the same time the heavy or the light follow up would come out. So. Right. And if he misspaces it, or if I miss time, I can counter it. But if he misspaces the crouching, the follow up on the initial crouching medium kick, goes into Jinrai, you can OS that. You can do that OS, and it'll actually beat both the low and the overhead. So if I turn the overhead on. Okay, if he does Jinrai into nothing or Jinrai into overhead, this will be both of those options. So you'll get a punish counter jab, which you can confirm. Something like that. Or if you're a boss, you can do something like this, right? Basically what you're trying to do is time a delayed jab to when the low follow-up will come out. If the low follow-up comes out, you'll block because the jab is delayed, at which point he's -5, which you can do the stand-up kick, so 5-frame punish. But if he does nothing, you'll land a jab, and if he does the overhead, you'll be able to interrupt it, basically. Alright, so that's the main one. The other thing you can do is you can mash DI on the crouching medium kick. So this is a specific thing for crouching medium kick. If he does if he's doing crouching medium kick in the Jinrai a lot, what you can do is mash DI, and it'll beat the Jinrai. So I'll take this. I think I have light set up here. Let's see. Okay, so this is the light Jinrai, right? So this is the one that is a airtight string, right? So I can't press against this, right? If I mash during that, nothing will come out. But it is -11, right? So it's pretty easy to punish. If you do light Jinrai, it's typical. But normally I don't react in time, so it ends up being but it's
Right.
-11, right? So yeah, you can pretty much do anything you want here. Typically. But something that can happen, or you can do, is you can actually DI and mash DI here. So if a Ken is, and this is for you guys in chat, by the way, if you see a Ken mash spamming Jinrai on you, you can mash DI in this situation, right? So here's what happens. So if I'm a Ken, facing a Ken that's doing this constantly, right? If I mash DI on the crouch medium, it'll come out and DI, right? Punish counter DI and full combo, right? So pretty straightforward. If they do the light Jinrai though, I can mash DI and it doesn't come out because there's no gap, right? So basically, if a Ken is trying to try to bait you into doing something with the light Jinrai, or they're trying to keep it airtight and then assuming you won't do anything, and they're constantly doing that. This is kind of a read. If they're doing that over and over again, you can mash DI on the crouching medium kick, and it'll beat it, right? It technically, I believe, it should also beat Fireball too. So we're doing something like this, right? I think it should beat that too, but let's see. If there's a gap, right? So if there's no gap, right? The heavy fireball doesn't have a gap, so that won't work. Like basically, you'll block it, right? And then you actually +11 in the scenario, so you can punish from there if you're ready. But I think for if a Ken is spamming like the low forward fireball tech, like. I think there's a gap there. There should be a gap there. Maybe not. So, like, if they're doing the, it's the same idea, right? It's kind of an OS in that you're mashing DI, and if it doesn't come out, you stop pressing, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But if I'm, if it comes out, it'll beat the Jinrai, like clean. And it should be all versions too. So worth knowing for you guys in chat, all right? But yeah, otherwise, I think that's should be enough for you to get the master at least. Other than some of the like if you wanted to learn the high end combos, you can do it another time. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful.
No, it's great.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
I had a quick question.
Oh.
Can you level one in between the Jinrais? As
Sure.
long as it's not heavy Jinrai? As long as he doesn't yell Jinrai, it's a free level 3 or level 1 punish, right?
Yeah, I mean there's a gap there, right? So if I'm mashing,
Right, but no matter what, even if you stop, I still get to hit you with the level 1 or level 3.
yeah. So this is Jinrai where he does the whole thing, right? If I'm better at mashing. Oh, you saw it earlier, right? You saw it earlier. I'll just do this. Okay, same thing. And then similar for this one. There's nothing, right? Good idea there. And then if he does the light, so if he does the light, right? It's either way, right? So if you mash through it, it's still a block string, right? So. And then I think for this one, what did I put here? No, that's. And then you said you wanted to see the heavy too, right? So the heavy, typically
Heavy, it's safe.
typically heavy won't be done after crouch and medium kick because there's a pretty big gap there. But let's try it anyway. Right, so that's a huge gap, right? So if I'm doing any of the things that we were just talking about. So same idea though. I mean, it's kind of like anywhere else, right? If there's a gap in someone's pressure, you can blow it up with a reverse low super, right? And I think it works again. It works pretty universally. I think the only supers that doesn't work on is the 7 frame. I know there's a set of supers that the slower ones that are reversals that may not work, like Manon's. I think might get stuff, or not stuff rather, but like it doesn't start up in time. But yeah, typically if they're doing that, it's DIable too. So that's the read. If they're doing this Jinrai BS on you, you can just do that. Mash DI. And what'll happen, again, if they try to bait you into doing something they can actually recover on, the DI won't come out and you'll be plus 11, right? If they try to bait that. I think if they do like an overhead there or like a follow-up there, you can still beat it because you're going to interrupt the light. So... But if he does do light, you can always jab it, right? But I think this is if he does land that Jinrai though, this is a full block string, so you can't. It's airtight. So. Right, if I mash and breed it, right, then it's airtight. If the heavy Jinrai hits you. You can't do it. You can't even get frame trap actually because it's airtight. Right? See me mash, it doesn't work. So yeah, cool. Let's see.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So this will be on Twitch, guys. So the VOD's gonna be up there. You guys can go check it out. If you have any questions. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Take care, guys.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Take care, Juzzy.
GG's.